Liverpool rocked by shock twists on and off the pitch. Don't miss a second. Subscribe now for instant Reds updates, exclusives and breaking alerts. Liverpool learn of stunning 18mm price drop to sign 650 3-in monster. Liverpool have been told they can sign Nico Schlottbeck at an $18 million discount, with reports revealing Borussia Dortmund's chances of keeping the star and which club is leading the race. Schlottbeck is a 26-year-old centre-back who spent time at the likes of Freiburg and Union Berlin before joining Dortmund for 20 million euros in July 2022. The defender has gone on to make 150 appearances for Dortmund, chipping in with 9 goals and 18 assists. Schlottbeck has become one of the Bundesliga's standout centre-backs. He is an elite ball-playing defender who stands at 6'3" tall, allowing him to dominate aerially in both boxes. Schlottbeck is preparing to leave BVB this summer as his current contract expires in June 2027 and he is refusing to sign an extension. Recent reports suggested it will take a 70 meters, 61 meters, 83 meters bid to sign the Germany international, but that price has seemingly dropped. According to an update from German outlet Bild, Schlottbeck can actually be snared for a far more appealing price of 50 minutes, 43 minutes, 59 minutes. Dortmund are open to cashing in at the end of the season, as they do not want to risk Schlottbeck leaving on a free transfer in 2027. Liverpool are firmly in the race for Schlottbeck, though Bild add that Real Madrid are in pole position. It emerged earlier this week that Dortmund have given up in their attempts to keep the player. They have had numerous approaches to extend his contract knocked back. The Spanish press claimed in January that Liverpool have taken centre stage for Schlottbeck, but Madrid have since reignited their interest. Our transfer insider Graham Bailey revealed on December 8 that Liverpool have begun initial talks with Schlottbeck's agents about a possible move. Even if Ibrahima Konate stays at Anfield, Schlottbeck could be a great option to succeed from club captain Virgil van Dijk in the long run. Schlottbeck could form a strong defensive partnership with Konate, with competition also emerging from Jeremy Jacquet and Giovanni Leone. Liverpool, Salah update, Slot comments on Konate. Meanwhile, we can reveal Mohamed Salah is increasingly expected to leave Liverpool in the summer, with the Saudis stepping up discussions. The Reds remain determined to keep Konate despite Madrid having returned to the negotiating table for him. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot has changed his tune on the Frenchman in an interesting turn of events. Liverpool news: Reds are front-runners for Anthony Gordon as Star rejects new deal. Liverpool news roundup as speculation linking Anthony Gordon with a return to Merseyside resurfaces. Following a tame title defence, Liverpool are already hatching plans behind the scenes ahead of next season. With the FA Cup taking precedence this weekend, the Reds sit a disappointing 6th in the table, ahead of the return to Premier League action at relegation-threatened Nottingham Forest next weekend. That is despite spending a colossal 450 minutes last summer. As a result, head coach Arne Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes are under pressure to turn things around, at least when it comes to the bread and butter of league action. Hopes of this campaign being anything other than a huge failure now rest on finishing in the top 4 or 5 and winning silverware. Here's the latest news from Anfield. Reds at front of Gordon Q. Liverpool are reportedly in pole position to sign Anthony Gordon if Newcastle decide to cash in on the former Everton star this summer. Gordon, who could cost close to $100 million, is also on the radar of both Arsenal and Manchester City. But, according to Court Offside, his association with Merseyside means the Reds are his preferred option. Given tensions within the club stemming from the Alexander-Arnold saga, it has been suggested that the Magpies could play hardball again. In the summer of 2024, Liverpool agreed a deal to sign Gordon to help Newcastle comply with profit and sustainability rules. However, after the North East side offloaded Elliot Anderson and Yankuba Minte, they no longer needed to sell Gordon and pulled the plug. Reds target rejects deal. If Liverpool decide to splash the cash on Gordon, money could be saved in other areas by looking to the free agent market. That market is set to include Turkish defender Zeki Celik, who has rejected a bumper contract offer from Roma, reports Tuttosport. That decision has paved the way for a free transfer exit in the summer, when he could have the pick of several clubs, including Liverpool, AC Milan and Juventus, who have also been linked with the 28-year-old right-back. Celik was previously linked with Arsenal, Manchester United and Tottenham during his time at Lille. Following the club's failure to strengthen at full-back in January, it is an area of the pitch that needs addressing. Celik comes with the added bonus of being able to operate in the heart of defence as well. Darwin Nunez left in no man's land as ex-Liverpool striker is axed by new club. Former Liverpool striker Darwin Nunez quit the club to join Al Hilal back in the summer, but the Uruguay star looks unlikely to play in the Saudi Pro League again this season. Darwin Nunez has found himself out in the cold in Saudi Arabia after the former Liverpool striker was omitted from Al Hilal's squad in order to make room for Karim Benzema. The Uruguay star, 26, left the Premier League champions after making just 8 starts in the Reds' title-winning 2024-25 campaign, with Liverpool taking a significant hit on the $85 million package they agreed with Benfica to bring him to Anfield in the first place. Since his move to the Middle East, Nunez has scored 7 goals in 23 games for the Saudi Pro League Kingpins, but he was being axed from their 25-man squad following their capture of Benzema. Saudi clubs are limited to 8 foreign players born prior to 2003 in their squad, and with Benzema, formerly of Real Madrid, coming in during the winter window, Nunez has become the odd man out. That means the former Benfica man is only eligible to play 5 more games this season, all in the AFC Champions League. The decision was difficult, but that's the job of a coach. He makes many decisions every day, even in every training session, the Al Hilal head coach, Simone Inzaghi, said after Nunez and former Arsenal defender Pablo Mari were left out of the 25-man squad. Nunez and Pablo are good players. I want them in all competitions, but we know the restrictions on registering foreign players. We couldn't register Marcos Leonardo as a player born in Saudi Arabia. Time was of the essence, and I made the difficult decision. I calmly informed the excluded players of my decision. Benzema, 38, rejected the chance to ink a contract extension with Al Ittihad in order to pursue a switch to Al Hilal, who swooped in to snap up the Frenchman. Inzaghi waxed lyrical about Benzema's pedigree after watching him excel in Europe for years with Real Madrid before making the move to the Saudi Pro League, claiming his quality will make Al Hilal better in every aspect. He added, "Everyone knows Benzema. He's a great champion. He doesn't need to score a hat-trick to show his potential. We're happy to have him in the team. He benefits us in every aspect, not just on the pitch." Trent Alexander-Arnold facing 30 mm problem as Real Madrid issues grow after exit claim. The former Liverpool captain Trent Alexander-Arnold left Anfield to join the Spanish champions for $9 million last summer. Trent Alexander-Arnold has endured a turbulent spell at Real Madrid since leaving Liverpool last summer and could now be facing a fresh $30 million problem. According to Spanish outlet Defensa Central, Madrid are considering signing a new right-back this summer, with Dani Carvajal's contract set to expire at the end of the season, as Roma's Wesley Franca is said to be a strong option to replace Carvajal, with early movement already taking place ahead of the summer. It's also noted that Madrid would be willing to put around $35 million, 30 million on the table to sign the Brazilian. The former Liverpool captain Alexander-Arnold has already been linked with a move away from the Bernabeu, with Liverpool rivals Manchester City monitoring the situation closely ahead of the summer, according to Team Talk. Bayern Munich are also said to be maintaining a watching brief. He made his return on Sunday, coming off the bench after recovering from a hamstring issue during Madrid's 2-0 La Liga win over Valencia in La Liga. However, he now faces added competition at right-back, with academy graduate David Jimenez starting ahead of him before his return from injury. And while a potential departure for Carvajal could open the door for Alexander-Arnold to play a more prominent role next season, Defensa Central report that Madrid's preference is still for Carvajal to remain for one more year to avoid spending on a new right-back. However, the player is believed to be unhappy with a secondary role. Even though interim head coach Alvaro Arbeloa chose not to select Carvajal in the matchday squad against Valencia, he explained his decision and emphasized the defender's importance to the dressing room. "I don't need to explain the importance of Danny," Arbeloa said. "He's the one who always has something to say before and after matches. It's very important for the players to have a reference like him in the dressing room, and I'm sure he's going to find his best form. With the patience and effort we're putting in and his dedication, I'm confident that he's getting closer to regaining his relevance." Liverpool hero banished from club sent 3 a.m. Snapchat plea. "I cannot accept the lie." The former Liverpool star once took to social media to voice his grievances against the club. Liverpool cult hero Mamadou Sakho once took to Snapchat to air his side of the story after being banished to the youth team by Jurgen Klopp. Sakho, now 35, officially retired from football last month after being without a club since May 2025. The French defender was brought to Liverpool by ex-manager Brendan Rodgers in September 2013 in a bid to toughen up the club's backline. Arriving from Paris Saint-Germain for $18 million, Sakho became the most expensive centre-half in the club's history at the time. By September 2013, Sakho, then just 23, had represented France on 14 occasions. Expectations were high amongst Liverpool fans, to say the very least. Sakho's debut campaign nearly delivered the Reds their first Premier League title in almost 25 years, yet he featured in just 18 Premier League games as Liverpool's backline leaked 50 goals, ultimately costing them the championship. The French star came in for a barrage of criticism. He appeared hesitant in possession, clumsy in the challenge, and was never truly embraced by Rodgers. After Rodgers was dismissed in October 2015 and Jurgen Klopp was installed as manager, Sakho found himself included in the German's debut Liverpool lineup at Spurs as he gained the new manager's trust. Sakho was also outstanding in the Europa League that season as Liverpool progressed to the final. He famously scored in the stunning 4-3 turnaround against Borussia Dortmund in the competition's semi-final at Anfield. He later bewitched fans with his claims that he puts himself on the line for the Liverpool country. The centre-half was riding a wave of popularity with the Kop, but one that was about to hit the wall. In April 2016, Sakho was rocked by a serious doping suspension. He had opted against undergoing a second test after the initial sample detected a fat-burning substance, resulting in a 30-day suspension before the sanction was overturned on appeal. He would subsequently secure significant damages against the World Anti-Doping Agency after it was determined that hygienamine was not prohibited by WADA. The heartbreaking saga ruled him out of the Europa League final with Sevilla and France's squad for that summer's European Championships. From that point onwards, Sakho's career on Merseyside spiralled. Following the ban, he returned with hopes of a fresh start, planning to quietly challenge the World Anti-Doping Agency whilst resuming his playing career. Despite being cleared in July and receiving an apology from WADA, his opportunity to rebuild during Liverpool's pre-season tour of America fell flat. Sakho's downfall at Anfield gathered pace when he clashed with Klopp whilst undergoing treatment for an Achilles issue in America. His conduct at the training camp sparked worries, prompting Klopp to swiftly send him back to Merseyside. The centre-back's actions in California proved to be the breaking point for Klopp, whose patience had worn thin. Sakho was demoted to the under-23s and never featured for the senior side again. That August, WADA announced they would not contest UEFA's decision to exonerate Sakho. He was subsequently informed that a loan move was necessary if he wished to continue competing at the highest level. In a 3 a.m. Snapchat post, he vented his frustrations about his predicament. He wrote, "Now it's 3 weeks I am fit to play games, and I finished all my rehabilitation work. They don't want me to play also with the Seconde team, U23s, LL. Why? I don't know. I am still working hard like a Scouse soldier, still not talking because I want to speak on the pitch. I will speak soon for the people who support me and don't understand the situation." He added, "I accept my situation, but I can't accept the lie. The fans deserve to know the truth. Thanks for your support." When January 2017 came around, Sakho departed Liverpool, sealing a loan switch to Crystal Palace. Sakho performed so impressively in South London that the Eagles even broke their transfer record to sign him permanently in the summer of 2017, shelling out a substantial 25 mitters. He departed in the summer of 2022. Sakho later featured for Montpellier and finally for Torpedo Kutaisi in the Georgian First Division before calling time on his colourful career earlier this year.